Victoria Island woke up with its usual rhythm, the hum of early traffic, the distant honk of impatient drivers, and the rhythmic whoosh of ocean wind brushing against glass buildings. In a modest apartment tucked behind one of the sleek streets stood a girl, staring into her mirror as though it held the answers to every problem she never said aloud. Naomi Williams, 17, tall and brown-skinned with soft eyes that seemed to be permanently halfway between hope and self-doubt, tilted her head left and right as she stared at her reflection. The early morning sunlight poured through her curtain, landing on her cheek like a spotlight she hadn't asked for. Her phone balanced precariously against a perfume bottle on her dresser, front camera open. With a practiced flick, she switched on a filter, the one called Sun Kiss Glow. Instantly, her face appeared brighter, smoother, and 2 shades lighter. "Ah, now that's me," she murmured, pouting slightly before tapping the record button. The phone's speaker captured her voice, soft and syrupy. "Good morning, my loves. Another day, another sleigh. Don't forget, skincare is self-care, okay?" She threw a peace sign, winked, and stopped recording. Then she exhaled, letting the performance drop off her face like makeup washed away after a long day. "Skincare," she repeated bitterly, touching her cheek. "If only filters worked in real life." A voice from the kitchen called out, "Naomi!" "Breakfast is getting cold, oh." Her mother, Mrs. Williams, mid-40s, full of warmth, with that calm dignity Lagos mothers carry like armor, was frying eggs and humming an old Onyeka Onwenu song. The scent of buttered bread and hot tea wafted through the air. "Coming, Mummy!" Naomi yelled, taking one last look at her reflection. She hesitated, then took another filtered selfie, just one for her Instagram story, before finally dragging herself out of the room. At the table, Mrs. Williams placed a steaming plate before her. "Eat, Jer. You'll be late for school." Naomi scrolled through her phone absent-mindedly, barely looking up. Mrs. Williams sighed. "One day that phone will fry your brain," you'll see Naomi smirked. "At least my brain will be glowing, Mummy." Mrs. Williams gave her a look, the kind that could silence thunder. "Glowing sparkling knee. That thing will not teach you sense, my dear. Have you even done your physics homework?" Naomi grimaced. "I'll copy Amanda's before class." "Ah, so you'll be beautiful and brainless? 2 for 1? Naomi giggled despite herself. Her mother smiled slightly too, but her eyes softened as she studied her daughter's skin in the sunlight. "You look just like your father when he was your age," she said quietly. "That rich brown skin, like roasted cocoa. He used to call it his royal skin." Naomi rolled her eyes dramatically. "Royal skin doesn't trend on Instagram, Mummy." Mrs. Williams stirred her tea slowly. "Then maybe Instagram needs new glasses." Naomi chuckled but didn't respond. Her phone buzzed. A message popped up from her best friend Amanda. "Babe, I'm wearing that yellow top today. Let's match." Naomi frowned. "I don't have a yellow top," she muttered. "You have plenty clothes," her mother said without looking up. "Yeah, but not that kind of yellow." Naomi got up, pushing her chair back. "Anyway, I have to go." Mrs. Williams sighed again as Naomi rushed out the door, waving her toast in the air like a trophy. "Naomi!" she shouted after her. "Don't forget, you're already beautiful." Naomi laughed without turning back. Yeah, thanks, Mummy." Victoria Island High buzzed with chatter and perfume. The courtyard shimmered under the late morning sun, and everywhere you looked, someone was taking a selfie. Amanda and Tasha, Naomi's classmates, stood near the lockers, phones in hand, adjusting their hair for their morning snap. Amanda's caramel complexion gleamed under her lip gloss. Tasha's skin was a shade lighter, her nails long and white-tipped. "Naomi!" Amanda called. "Come and join!" "Quick, before the light changes." Naomi walked over, trying not to seem too eager. The phone camera faced them, Amanda's voice chirping, "My besties! Look at us! Light and love, baby!" They all laughed, striking poses. Later, when Naomi checked Amanda's story, her heart dropped. Amanda's face glowed golden, Tasha's looked luminous, and Naomi's? Too dark. The filter had made her look like she'd been left out of the sunlight entirely. Ugh! She stared at the screen. "Why do I look like a background character?" "Because your camera is broken," Amanda said, laughing lightly, not realizing the weight of her words. Naomi forced a smile. "Yeah, maybe." During break, she sat under a mango tree near the sports field, sipping Fanta through a straw and scrolling through Instagram. Her Explore feed was full of beauty influencers, light-skinned girls with glowing skin, soft captions, and brand partnerships. One video stopped her scroll. A Lagos influencer chirped into her camera. "This is my secret organic glow cream, 100% safe and herbal. You'll be 2 shades lighter in just 7 days." Naomi's eyes widened. The influencer's skin looked perfect. She tapped the comments section. "Where can we buy it? How much? I need it ASAP." Filled the screen like fireworks. She sighed, resting her chin on her hand. Across the field, a group of boys laughed loudly. "Guy, that girl Tasha fine dye," one of them said. "Ah, her skin day shine. Na proper yellow babe," another chuckled. "Naomi too fine, but she too dark jar. If she tone small and..." Naomi froze. Their voices blurred into the hum of the wind. She stared at her drink, her stomach turning. Later, that evening. The sun was low, bleeding orange over Victoria Island's skyline. Naomi followed her mother to the local market, a vibrant chaos of voices and colors. Women called out from stalls selling everything from tomatoes to hair extensions. "Mama Naomi, you're looking fino!" one woman greeted. Mrs. Williams grinned. "My sister, fine is expensive these days." They both laughed, but Naomi barely noticed. Her attention was caught by a small stall tucked beside a fruit vendor. A woman with bleached skin, wearing a bright scarf, arranging jars of cream on a plastic table. A small handwritten sign read, "Organic Glow Mix, 100% safe and natural, for brighter, flawless skin." Naomi slowed her steps. The woman looked up, flashing a white, confident smile. "Hello, fine girl. You want to glow small? Just try my cream. You'll shine like morning light." Mrs. Williams called. "Naomi, what are you staring at? Come and carry these tomatoes." Naomi blinked. "Coming, Mummy." She gave the woman one last curious look. The woman winked. Naomi hurried away, her heart beating fast. That night, she lay on her bed scrolling through photos again. Amanda's new post, captioned, "Sun-Kissed Glow," already had 1,200 likes. Naomi zoomed in on her friend's face, smooth, bright, flawless. Then she turned her camera on herself and tried to mimic the pose. She snapped a picture. No filter. Her skin looked uneven under the yellow bulb of her room. Then she switched on the Glow Queen filter again. Her reflection transformed, glowing, even-toned, beautiful. She smiled sadly. "Maybe I'd love me too," she whispered to the mirror, "if I looked different." Her voice cracked on the last word. She wiped her cheek, annoyed at herself for getting emotional. Then she picked up her phone and whispered, almost as a vow, "I'll find that glow." Next morning, the alarm rang at 6:30 a.m. Naomi jumped out of bed, more alert than usual. Her mother noticed it immediately. "You're smiling early this morning. What's the occasion?" Naomi shrugged, trying to hide her excitement. "Nothing. Just new day, new vibes." Mrs. Williams chuckled. Okay, new vibes. But remember, don't let the world tell you who you are, my dear. You're already light enough." Naomi smiled faintly. But as she brushed her teeth, her eyes wandered again to her mirror. She zoomed in on her reflection, her natural skin, deep brown and glowing faintly from the morning light. And she wondered, is Mummy right, or is everyone else? Outside, Victoria Island buzzed awake, sleek cars honking, school buses rolling, the city alive and restless. Naomi slung her backpack over her shoulder and stepped into the golden sunlight, not realizing that the small decision she would make in a few days, to return to that woman in the market, would change her life forever. She turned back to lock the door, caught her reflection in the window pane, and whispered once more, "Maybe I'd love me too, if I looked different." Then she smiled faintly, a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes, and walked away, blending into the morning crowd. The afternoon sun hung lazily over Victoria Island, casting gold dust on the lagoon waters and the busy street vendors. Naomi walked beside her mother through the market again, pretending to admire handbags. But her mind was elsewhere. On the woman with the bright scarf and the promise of glow, Mrs. Williams was busy haggling with a meat seller. 4,000 naira for that small thing? Is it goat or gold? She argued, hands on hips. The seller grinned. Auntie, the goat had a master's degree. Naomi giggled softly, but her eyes kept scanning, searching for the woman's stall. When she spotted her, the same confident smile, the same brown jars neatly lined up, she felt her heart race. Naomi, go and collect pepper from that woman across, Mrs. Williams instructed. Naomi nodded eagerly. Yes, Mummy. But instead of the pepper woman, she detoured. Auntie Grace, Naomi greeted shyly. The woman turned, eyes sharp and knowing. Ah, my fine girl. I knew you'd come, Naomi bit her lip. Is it really safe? Grace smiled, her teeth too white to be trusted. Safeka? I use it myself, can't you see? Naomi looked at the woman's skin, pale, almost pink under the sun, with makeup covering uneven patches. But Naomi didn't notice the flaws. All she saw was light. How much? She asked softly. For you, 5,000 naira. Normally 7,000 naira, but I like your face, Grace said, lowering her voice conspiratorially. This one is special, homemade. 2 weeks, and your skin will shine like glass. Naomi hesitated. My mom doesn't have to know, Grace interrupted smoothly, sliding the brown jar across. Just use small every night. Don't be greedy, Naomi nodded quickly, handing over crumpled notes she'd saved from lunch money. She tucked the jar deep into her school bag, her heart pounding like she'd just stolen something sacred. That night, after Mrs. Williams fell asleep, Naomi crept to her dresser. The house was quiet, only the hum of the ceiling fan and the distant sound of cars on the road. She locked her door, pulled the brown jar from her bag, and opened it. A strange, sharp smell filled the air. Part lemon, part chemical, part something she couldn't name. The cream shimmered slightly under the dim bulb, smooth and golden like melted butter. She dipped a finger and dabbed a bit on her cheek. It stung. She winced. Ah, so this is how beauty feels, she whispered with a nervous laugh. Then she began applying more, humming softly to herself. When she was done, she stared at the mirror. Nothing looked different, yet she smiled. Maybe by morning. She hid the jar under her bed, turned off the light, and lay down, feeling victorious. By the third day, Naomi noticed it. Her skin looked lighter. Only slightly, but she could see it. In the bathroom mirror, she twirled, grinning. 2 weeks? Please, it's already working. At school, Amanda squinted at her. Girl, did you get new makeup? You're glowing. Naomi's heart soared. Just my skincare routine, she said casually, like it was no big deal. Tasha leaned closer. Give us your plug, oh? Naomi laughed, enjoying the attention. Sorry, trade secret. When she posted a selfie that evening, the likes poured in. At Naomi_W. Self-love starts with self-care, #GlowQueen, #NoFilter. But of course there was a filter, and plenty of it. Her comments exploded. Skin goals. You're shining like Victoria Island sun. Drop skincare routine a beg. Naomi smiled at her screen until her cheeks hurt. She felt unstoppable. The fifth night, the cream stung harder. Maybe it's just working extra, she whispered, trying to ignore the burning sensation spreading across her neck. She slathered more on. The smell seemed stronger too, almost sour now, but she pushed through. As she rubbed the last of it into her arms, she noticed faint red patches near her elbows. Probably nothing, she told herself. Beauty is pain. She remembered Auntie Grace's words. Don't be greedy. Naomi chuckled nervously. What does she know? She applied more. Saturday morning brought validation. And a surprise. Mrs. Williams peered at her daughter over the breakfast table. You're glowing, Naomi. Maybe all that social media is giving you light from the inside, eh? Naomi laughed awkwardly. Maybe it's your royal genes finally kicking in. Her mother laughed, pleased with herself. Anne, that's my daughter. Naomi smiled faintly, guilt flickering behind her eyes. That evening she took more selfies, laughing, posing by her window, filters turned low this time. She didn't need them as much now, or so she thought. By the 8th night, the cream itched, badly. Naomi scratched at her neck, irritated. Her skin felt hot, stretched tight like paper. She switched on her phone's flashlight and examined her reflection. Tiny bumps lined her jaw. Her heart skipped. No, no, no. It's just heat rash. Lagos heat, she muttered, pacing. Still, she couldn't resist the cream. She applied it again, but gentler this time. Her skin tingled sharply. When she lay down, the pillow stuck slightly to her cheek. She peeled it off, whispering, just a few more days, just till it's perfect. At school, Naomi strutted through the hallway, basking in attention. Girl, you're glowing like diamond, Tasha exclaimed. Naomi, drop that skin routine now, Amanda said, grabbing her arm playfully. Naomi smiled. Maybe I'll start my own skincare brand, she joked. Even her teacher commented during class. Naomi Williams, your face is brighter than my projector. The class laughed and Naomi basked in it. The validation, the laughter, the feeling of being seen. She texted Auntie Grace after school. Naomi, it's working so well, but my skin feels hot sometimes, Grace. Normal, just your pores opening. Keep using it. Small, Naomi smiled and typed back, Okay, thank you, Ma. I love it. That night, Naomi sat by her mirror again, the dim light making her room look like a confessional. The cream sat before her, almost empty now. She rubbed it on her cheek, but this time, the sting was unbearable. She gasped, dropping the jar. Her skin burned as though fire danced beneath it. She ran to the bathroom, splashing water on her face. The pain worsened. She screamed softly into her towel, afraid to wake her mother. Her reflection looked strange, blotchy, red patches crawling down her jaw. Her heart pounded. God, please, she whispered. It's just a reaction. It'll stop by morning, but it didn't. When the morning sun crept into her room, Naomi stirred, half asleep, her pillow sticking again to her cheek. She pulled it away and gasped. Blood. Tiny drops. Her skin felt raw. She rushed to the mirror, and what she saw made her knees buckle. Her cheeks were swollen, dotted with blisters. Her once smooth skin looked bruised and angry. She touched it and screamed. Mrs. Williams came running. Naomi! What happened? Naomi couldn't speak. Tears streamed down her face as she pointed to the brown jar under her bed. Her mother pulled it out, opened it, and recoiled at the acrid smell. "Naomi, where did you get this poison?" Naomi sobbed uncontrollably. "It was supposed to make me beautiful." Mrs. Williams's eyes filled with tears. "Oh my God, my child." Naomi looked back at the mirror, trembling. Her reflection was unrecognizable, swollen, cracked, and burning. She whispered weakly, "I just wanted to glow." And as she collapsed into her mother's arms, her scream echoed through the apartment, a sound that carried all the pain of chasing a beauty that had turned on her. The brown jar rolled across the floor, landing upside down. Its contents leaked out slowly, dark, acidic, and deadly. The glow was gone. Only the burn remained. The siren wailed through Victoria Island's late morning traffic as Mrs. Williams clutched her daughter's hand, shouting over the noise. "Drive faster, please!" "She's burning. My baby's skin. She's burning." Naomi lay in the back seat of the taxi, her face wrapped in a wet towel, trembling. Every bump on the road felt like a slap on raw flesh. She groaned weakly, the smell of the cream still clinging to her skin like poison. The driver, panicked, kept honking, shouting, "Make way! Hospital! Person they die hero!" When they finally screeched to a halt at Victoria Island General Hospital, nurses rushed out immediately. Mrs. Williams' cries filled the entrance hall. "Please help her!" "My daughter, she's in pain." Naomi's eyes fluttered as she was lifted onto a stretcher. Everything blurred. White walls, hurried footsteps, cold metal instruments. Somewhere in the chaos, she heard her mother praying in broken whispers. "Lord, please, please don't let this child die." I warned her about the world. Not this. Not like this. Hours later, Naomi woke up to the steady beeping of a heart monitor. Her face felt heavy, wrapped in layers of gauze. Her throat burned when she tried to speak. "Mummy?" Mrs. Williams sat beside her, holding her hand, eyes swollen from crying. "I'm here, my love." "Just rest," Naomi's lips quivered. "It hurts." "I know," her mother whispered. "I know." The door opened. A man in a white coat entered, Dr. Peters, tall, calm, his face marked with the weary compassion of someone who'd seen too much. "How are we feeling today, Miss Naomi?" he asked gently. Naomi blinked back tears. "Like fire," he sighed. "That's expected. You suffered chemical burns, 2nd degree in some areas. The cream you used contained hydroquinone and a type of acid banned for skin use." Mrs. Williams gasped. "Jesus Christ," Dr. Peters continued. "We've treated the wounds, but she'll need time and care. Some of the scarring might fade, but the skin may never fully return to what it was." Naomi's heart sank. Her mother reached for her hand again, trembling. Naomi whispered, "You mean I'll look like this forever?" The doctor paused, choosing his words. "You'll heal. But healing doesn't always mean things go back exactly as they were." Tears slid down Naomi's cheeks. They stung as they touched her bandages. When the doctor left, silence settled in, the heavy, suffocating kind. Mrs. Williams bent her head and began to pray softly, voice breaking. "Father, have mercy on my child. She is just a girl, Lord. Let this pain be the last lesson she learns the hard way." Naomi closed her eyes, whispering, "I'm sorry, Mummy." Her mother squeezed her hand tighter. "You're alive, Naomi." That's enough for me later that evening. After her mother dozed off in the chair beside her bed, Naomi reached for her phone on the bedside table. Her reflection flashed on the black screen, bandaged, swollen, unrecognizable. For a moment, she wanted to throw it away. But curiosity won. She unlocked it, scrolling through her photos. There she was, smiling, glowing, flawless. The filters she once loved now made her stomach twist. They looked fake, plastic, lifeless. She opened Instagram. Her last post, "Self-love starts with self-care," had over 2,000 likes. Comments poured in. "Glow Queen." "What cream do you use? Drop skincare routine, a beg." Naomi let out a bitter laugh. "You really want my routine?" she muttered. Hydroquinone and regret. She scrolled further, each picture a ghost of the girl she used to be, or thought she was. The more she looked, the more the screen blurred through her tears. That night, the hospital was silent. The fluorescent lights hummed softly. Naomi couldn't sleep. The pain pulsed beneath her skin like hot coal. She turned to the window. The city lights twinkled in the distance, indifferent. Then, faintly, she heard a voice. "Naomi." She froze. The voice was soft, childlike. "Naomi." She turned slowly and gasped. Standing at the foot of her bed was a little girl, about 7 years old, barefoot, wearing a yellow dress, holding a doll with frizzy hair. Her dark skin glowed under the moonlight. Naomi blinked hard. Who are you?" The little girl tilted her head. "Don't you remember me?" Naomi's heart raced. "No." The girl stepped closer, eyes filled with quiet sadness. "I'm you. The you before the filters, before the creams, before you decided I wasn't enough." Naomi's breath hitched. "This isn't real." The girl smiled faintly. "Neither was your glow." Tears welled in Naomi's eyes. "I just wanted to be beautiful." "You were," the girl said simply. "You just stopped believing it." Naomi sobbed. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to." "Why did you hate me?" The girl interrupted softly, her voice trembling now. "Why did you hide me under filters? Why did you hurt me just to look like someone else?" Naomi's body shook. "Because they didn't see me." The little girl nodded sadly. "You didn't see you either." For a long moment, the hospital room was filled with silence, the kind that presses down on the chest like a weight. Then the girl stepped forward, touching Naomi's bandaged hand gently. "Love me again." Even like this, Naomi closed her eyes, sobbing harder. "I will. I promise." When she opened them, the girl was gone. The moonlight flickered, and all that remained was the faint smell of cocoa butter, the kind her mother used to rub on her skin as a child. When Naomi woke up, her face still ached, but something inside her had shifted. She looked at her reflection in the small hospital mirror, swollen eyes, bruised lips, and bandages everywhere. Yet, for the first time in years, she didn't look away. Mrs. Williams entered with a plastic container of jollof rice. "You're awake. How do you feel?" Naomi smiled faintly. "Lighter." Her mother chuckled. "Don't mention light again, a beg." Naomi laughed softly, then whispered, "No, Mummy. Not lighter like that. I mean, here." She touched her chest. Inside, Mrs. Williams's eyes softened. Maybe now you understand that true glow comes from peace." Naomi nodded. "I do." Later that afternoon, alone again, Naomi picked up her phone one last time. Her fingers hovered over the Instagram app. She opened it and scrolled through her old posts. One final goodbye to the girl she used to be. She lingered on one photo, her smiling in sunlight, filter maxed out, caption reading, "Confidence is key." Naomi whispered, "I had no key. I was locked inside myself." She took a deep breath and held down the app icon until it trembled. A message popped up. "Delete Instagram." Her thumb hesitated, then pressed yes. The screen went black. Naomi placed the phone aside and leaned back, tears sliding quietly down her bandaged cheeks. The heart monitor beeped steadily, slow, calm, alive. Outside, the sun was setting, painting the hospital walls in shades of gold and brown, her natural shades. Mrs. Williams walked in just then, smiling. "You're quiet. What are you thinking about?" Naomi looked out the window. I'm thinking, maybe Mummy was right. About what? That my royal skin didn't need a crown after all. Her mother chuckled through tears and sat beside her, taking her hand. You finally see it. Naomi smiled faintly. Yes, and this time, no filter. The camera pans slowly to the window, sunlight flickering on her face through the blinds, wrapping her in the same golden hue she once tried to fake. The screen fades to black. Naomi. I used to chase the light, but I didn't know the light was already in me. The sun shone gently over Victoria Island that morning, bright but not harsh, warm but not burning. For the first time in weeks, Naomi Williams stepped out of her home in her school uniform again. Her face was no longer wrapped in bandages, but light scars traced across her cheeks, reminders of a war she fought and survived. Mrs. Williams fussed behind her. You sure you're ready? Naomi smiled softly. If I don't go back now, Mummy, I'll never go back. Her mother reached out and adjusted the edge of her collar. You're stronger than you think, Naomi laughed quietly. That's what healing does, right? Mrs. Williams cupped her face gently. Yes, it shows you the parts of you that pain couldn't destroy. Naomi nodded. Then I guess I'm ready. As she stepped into the morning sunlight, she caught her reflection in the car window. Brown skin glowing under the sun, soft and real. For the first time in a long time, she didn't wish for it to be lighter. The hallway buzzed as she walked in. Conversations faltered. Phones tilted discreetly. A few whispers rippled across the corridor. She's back. Ah, that's Naomi, Abby? See her face. Poor thing. I heard she nearly died, oh. Naomi kept walking, chin up. Each whisper stung, but she didn't flinch. Amanda spotted her first. Naomi? Naomi turned. Her old friend's mouth hung open in surprise. Wow, you look different? Naomi smiled. I feel different. Tasha came over too, eyes darting to Naomi's scars, then back to her eyes. I'm sorry for, everything. Naomi nodded. Me too, for pretending I was someone I wasn't. The bell rang before any of them could say more. Naomi walked to class, each step steady, no longer trying to blend in, but to be. That evening, sitting at her desk, Naomi opened her laptop. Her fingers hovered over the keyboard, still bandaged in spots, still healing. Her phone lay beside her, screen dark. She hadn't re-downloaded Instagram since deleting it in the hospital. But something in her heart stirred. A thought, a purpose. She opened her camera app. The reflection staring back was raw and unfiltered. Her scars glowed softly under the warm light from the lamp. She hit record. Naomi took a deep breath. Her voice trembled at first, then steadied, quiet but powerful. Hi, my name is Naomi Williams. A few weeks ago, I tried to change my skin. I thought being lighter would make me more beautiful, more seen. But all it did was burn away the person I used to be. She looked down at her hands. Bandages peeked out beneath her sleeves. I used to hide behind filters because I didn't believe I was enough. Now I know. Beauty doesn't need bleaching. It needs healing. She smiled faintly, her eyes wet. This is me. No filter, no edit. Just me. I'm starting something called #TheRealSkinChallenge. Post your real photo. No filters, no smoothing. Just your real, beautiful African skin. She reached forward and stopped recording. For a moment she just sat there, heart pounding. Then she uploaded it to YouTube and TikTok. Within hours, the video began to spread. Comments poured in. You're so brave, Naomi. This made me cry. I've been hiding behind filters too. The Real Skin Challenge. I'm in. Girls across Lagos, from Surulere to Lekki, Ikeja to Ikorodu, started posting their own unfiltered photos. Some with acne, some with scars, some just smiling bare-faced and free. Amanda tagged Naomi in a video saying, "Naomi, you inspired me. I never told you this, but I've always felt insecure too. You made me realize it's okay to be me." Even Tasha joined in. "We called you Glow Queen, but turns out you were glowing all along. We just didn't see it." The hashtag exploded. Influencers began to share it. Blogs wrote about it. The Real Skin Challenge trended for 3 days straight. And through it all, Naomi watched quietly. Not chasing validation this time, but connection. Mrs. Williams sat in the living room scrolling on her phone, tears glistening as she watched her daughter's video again. She said softly. "My child is teaching the world what I've been saying since nursery school." Naomi peeked from behind the doorway, smiling. "So you watched it again?" Her mother chuckled. "For the 4th time. Don't mind me, I just like seeing your light." Naomi walked over, leaning her head on her mother's shoulder. "Thanks for never giving up on me." Mrs. Williams kissed her forehead. "That's what mothers do. We hold the mirror until our daughters see what they really look like." Naomi smiled, her eyes misty. "Then I finally see it now." A week later, Naomi stood barefoot on the Victoria Island beach, the evening sun soft against her skin. The waves rolled in gently, each one whispering peace. She pulled out her phone and opened the front camera. For a moment, she considered reaching for a filter. Then she laughed and shook her head. The light hit her face perfectly, natural, unfiltered, alive. She clicked record, her voice calm and confident. "I used to chase the light." She paused, looking straight into the camera. "Now I know I am the light." She smiled, real, raw, radiant. The screen slowly faded to black as the ocean shimmered behind her. Soft piano music plays. Clips flash across the screen. Dozens of girls from different parts of Nigeria smiling, showing their real skin, laughing under the sun. On the final frame, Naomi's words appear in white text against the soft glow of sunset. True beauty doesn't come from bleaching or filters. It comes from healing, and from finally loving the skin you're in. Thank you for watching this story on AfroTales TV. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, leave us a comment, and share with friends and family. We have more beautiful stories coming your way, so subscribe and stay tuned. See you in the next one.